Good afternoon and welcome. If you're on the replay, you can tap the screen for hearts. Just showing you a quick view of the after quote rainstorm we almost had. Hi. Sorry, I'm just lowering this down, so there we go. That should work. Okay, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. My name is Barry Selby. I am the heartbreak repair specialist, and it's a special day in some ways. Hi, Michelle. Nice to have you here. If you're joining me for the first time, please let me know by saying hi in there. Just trying to read the screen. I guess it's so bright out I can't read the little grey lettering, which is so annoying. I wish they make the names bigger and brighter. Nice to have you with me. If you're here for the first time, you didn't know this, please swipe right on the phone, swipe down on the droid, swipe right on the iPhone, swipe down on the droid, tap on follow me. Please share with your followers on Twitter, Facebook, and in Periscope, please. And we'll get into this. I'm doing a later one today because this is Sunday, and Sunday my mornings are booked to my spiritual center. So thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. And please go ahead, everyone else, to do the same thing. Tap the screen for hearts. Thanks for following me, and get into this conversation shortly. And if you're in the replay watching this, you can also tap the screen for hearts as well, because the great thing about doing replays, you can go around again. Katya, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. I figured I'd do this after the Pro 10K. I'll learn the lesson about that one. So please share with your followers and friends. And just again, for those of you just joining me, let's show you a little bit of the... There we go. This is the nice cloudy weather in LA because we had a rainstorm of about a millimeter of rain this morning at about 7 a.m. and it's been gone the rest of the day. So this is the view looking towards vaguely towards where I live. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming in. Again, if you're first time here, please swipe right on the iPhone, swipe down on the droid, and tap on follow. And please share this with your friends and followers and Twitter, etc., etc. So let me get into this. Today's is my parent would have been my parents' 61st wedding anniversary. Is it 61st, 63rd in the title? It should be 61st. My mother passed away in 2012. My parents were together until my mother passed away. And I talked to my dad this morning, so this is why it's very present for me right now. Hi, good to have you here. I'm not so much emotional about it, but it's got import for me. Obviously, you know, they're my parents. My parents were together basically for almost 60 years, from when they got together to when they got married to when my mother passed away in 2012. And today would have been 61 years. And my dad's still in that grieving process 3 years after my mother passed away. And I am to a degree because I was at my spiritual center at service this morning. There was a conversation about the fact that love is eternal. And so this brought up this context, this question for me, and I want to put it to you as well in the conversation about love long term, about lifelong love, about do you want that in your life, and how are you going about doing it? So this is going to be more of a interaction than me teaching. Most of my scopes, if you watch my previous ones, I tend to bring content to the table that you can interact with, but this one's becoming more of a, I want to just talk about this with you and have interaction with you, okay? Yes, I have a book, and I'll give you a quick plug of my book so you can see that. I am a relationship coach. I'm actually called the Heartbreak Repair Specialist to my clients. Work mostly with women, strong, successful ones who have made a difference in the world but are not having what they want in love. And I help them attract that through a lot of work I work with them. And I have a book out called 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon in physical form and in Kindle. And I coach and work with clients. I speak and do teaching. But this book is more interactive, so I appreciate you being here, particularly if you want to provide some sort of sounding board back and forward. Because, as I said at the beginning, for those who's joining me, I am very aware of this sense of long-term relationship. One, because my parents would have been their 61st anniversary today, on October 4th. I had to call my dad this morning just to say, you know, happy anniversary, and my mum's been gone 3 years. Just to connect and check in, and I felt the weight in him. Because it's been a long time. I mean, 58 years married before she passed away, and then years before that, that feeling is there, and I could feel it in him. Even though it's back in England, I was phoning from here. I live in Los Angeles, by the way, in case you noticed the view. So, and then when I work with my clients, and I'm downloading my thinking into your conversation, so you can see where I'm coming from. My parents were a model for me, as ideally any parents are for their children, about relationship, about how it works or doesn't work, and long term. And I'm grateful in a way that my parents were the rarity. They were together till my mother passed away. 58 years of married life, 60 years together. which is huge, especially around, I look around, see how many people have been divorced. And when I work with my clients, that's what I'm helping them clarify. If their goal is long-term marriage, long-term life together, they want to build a relationship that's going to be just more than a few dates or a couple of years. So what I'm putting on the table, and this is why I'm not saying I'm going to teach you something and give you stuff. That's my normal scopes, by the way. If you want to follow those, I do love scopes every day. And I'll give you the link to where you can find the archives of those. But this is the question I want to put to you. Is that what you want? Are you looking for a long-term relationship, ideally lifetime partnership with somebody you really want to be together with for life? And are you in that now? If you're not, I'm sorry, if you're, are you in that now? And if you're not, are you looking for that now? So my question to you is, are you looking for that relationship? And what does that mean to you? Because I've got answers, but I also have questions. So even though I teach this stuff and coach this stuff, I would love your interaction. So, and again, if you're just joining me, just jumped in, please swipe right on the iPhone, down on the Droid, hit follow if you haven't followed me before, and please share this with your Twitter and Facebook friends, and also put this in your, and share in Periscope. Keep trying to say that. So the question of the day is, are you looking for lifelong love? If you're already in it, awesome, and how's that feel for you? And are you sure it's lifelong? And if you're not, is that something you want? I know it's in my intention for the rest of my life. I'm single at the moment, by the way. But it's something my parents demonstrated to me, so it's very present in my awareness. And again, when I was at my spiritual center this morning, one of the things that was said, and some great stuff came out of the message this morning, one of the messages about life and love are eternal, even though the physical form changes. And I'm still grokking that, getting understanding that. And I do feel my mother's love, even though she's been gone for 3 years. But it's almost that thing about, if I just had a few more minutes. And I know my dad is always thinking, if he just had another year, another few months, and another few days with his wife, my mother, how wonderful that would be. So there's a certain poignancy in this, but also a certain intention to, one, state what I feel, and two, receive what you're saying. So feel free to start typing stuff if you have any thoughts, questions, understandings, whatever that is. I appreciate that from you, because this is something that I'm sitting with. I'm not wrestling with it, I'm sitting with it. So, and again, sorry, I have to pick up the table all the time. Just a reminder, this is the book I wrote, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's about relationships, and I talk about the stuff in this book. And just a slight sidebar, I finally, belatedly sent a copy to my dad after many years, and kind of because the introduction and the acknowledgements, I speak to my mum and dad in there, in my book. And I was a little bit nervous. What would he think? My dad's always been a great, he's been my dad, and he's been a critic along the way and a teacher along the way as well. And because he was kind of a writer, not scholarly, but he'd write good letters, because it's way before email. So I had a book I was going to say, here, read this. And his compliments and his feedback have been actually surprising. In fact, he told me today he's been lending my book to his friends. That almost knocked me out. To have my father say to me over the phone that he likes my book enough, and he didn't say this, but I felt this. He's proud enough of me and loves the book enough to give this to his friends, to lend it out to his friends. Not even just don't tell him go buy it. He's giving his copy to his friends, saying you should read this. Yeah, it is. It's, by the way, it has note pages in it. In terms of solid content, it's about 300 pages, but there's also like 2 or 3 note pages between chapters, because for my female clients, they like to make notes about what they read. So the book's intended to be a book you use as well as read. So yeah, it's a big old book. It's on Kindle as well. But the thing was, and I guess I'm sharing this from the emotional point of view, that I'm starting to feel validation from my dad, which I didn't always feel. Okay, this was manned. Because he said, when he first saw this book, he said, not bad, which of course is saying awesome from my dad, but that's the best he will do. And he didn't find any typos. But when he shared that this morning, I think it's hitting me now. So I talked to him this morning, which was 6 hours ago now, that he was lending this to his friends. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling it. Just that feeling of his way of saying that he's proud enough to share this book with his friends. That he's saying, my son wrote this book. Yeah, okay. So back to, thank you. To get back to the topic. Sorry, it just took me all off track because I just felt that one. Yeah, it's stirring up stuff now. So thank you, Eve. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's funny because I didn't feel that before, and just even when I spoke to him, I felt it, but I was in a public place, so I couldn't take it in. This is more intimate, and saying it out loud is also. I mean, there's so many keys in this. I can teach from this place, but the truth also is the feeling of, yeah, I'm getting it. I receive that now from what he said. So that was kind of powerful. So, any questions, thoughts about what I originally started with? Not about the book, but in terms of lifelong relationship, lifelong love. If you have that, or if you're looking for that, if you don't care about that, if you're scared of that, you know, yeah, it is pretty big. I know. Yes, Evie, this is my work. I mean, this is hard work. And working with parent stuff is what happens with my clients a lot. I do that with my clients. I went through a lot of my stuff, my own journey, my own healing in my own past, which is why I teach it, because I've studied this stuff and learnt this stuff. But I wanted to just do a scope about that today. One, in respect to honor to my parents, for Mum, who passed away in 2012. My dad is still going and challenged along the way, but he's starting to move on. You think you're ready for it and not sure how to get it. Well, I'm not going to. I will tell you that I have lots of ways to help you, but I'm curious if you've done anything to start wheels in motion. If you've set some intentions up, if you've got some clarity, if you started clearing the decks to make room for that, because those things you can do just in your own time. And this is the thing. I mean, you always hear you attract what you are. Yes, but then okay, let me speak to that, because I understand exactly what you mean, and I heard that this morning. And I would say yes, and you attract what you are, and you attract the vibration you're at. So, well, yeah, if you're not seeking it, like you're not hunting for it, you're not hungry for it, because then you're not attached to it. That's a part I've done in my talks about codependence versus interdependence. When you're not codependent, feeling needy for something, then it's easy to show up. Yes. But in terms of that vibrational thing, and that's the thing I work with clients is setting the vibration. And it's a slippery animal, but it's something I love working with because I've done it myself. You know, I've been building my audience on Periscope organically through some intentional vibration setting, if you want to call it that, through sharing and by giving content, giving value, giving it away, because the more I give stuff away, I know things come back, and that's a generosity thing that is reciprocated by people who follow me, with the hearts and the followers and spreading the word and that sort of stuff, and sharing it on Twitter and all those things are because people want to. I don't say you should go do this because that doesn't feel kosher. So yes, in the area of relationship and romance, it's definitely something that is not just, okay, I'll go on Match.com or Tinder or Plenty of Fish and meet somebody that way. Because that's very flippant. It's not invested. Because setting the vibration, so attracting what you are, I would say it's about the investment of your energy, your vibration, towards something you want. You saw in some other same scopes I was on yesterday. Yes, we did cross paths on a few scopes, yeah. And I've got a whole bunch I put out there about relationship romance recently. Some of them got some really big responses, and to be honest, I end up coaching on my scopes lately, which has been interesting. Because coaching is something I've not tried doing where somebody writes back and I talk. It's stretching me. The question is clarity for me, and I've not been that detailed as to lifelong love. Okay, that's honest. So my question to you is it something you want? And if it is, how can you change your focus, your clarification, your picture, if you want to put it that way, of what you want? I have some answers for that, but I want to find out if you have answers first. Just put my book down. Yeah, I'm watching the numbers go up and down on the people following, which is fine. I'm not it's attached to that. It's more about if you're on here and you're getting value and you're still here, I'm going to stay on and talk to you and be with you. Thanks for joining in again. And again, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate you tapping the screen for hearts, especially if you're on the replay. Please tap the screen for hearts. Can I talk a bit more of the drawing what you are to yourself? Certainly. And that's Mana? Yeah, I can do that. we do. Now I'm gonna get a bit woo-woo, so be with me for your. Oh, Joyce. Okay, thank you, Joyce. If you are not understanding this woo-woo stuff, I understand. But if you are, let me go with this. In some of the teachings I've started with, including Abraham Hicks and some other teachers, I'm saying Lynn Grabhorn is another one who does this stuff. Cynthia Joyce says a lot of good things about you and wants to book club. Yes, I know she wants to do this. I love this, and that's what I'm so grateful for, because that was out of her scope yesterday. She's going to get my book into a book club, which she wants me to guest star on, which will be fun, starting soon. I may move on to Blab though, because then we can have more than one person on the camera at the same time. Anyway, woo-woo stuff. The law of attraction and the law of deliberate creation, which is Lynn Grabhorn's work, which is called "Excuse Me, Your Life Is Waiting." Great book, by the way. I'll tell you about that again if you don't have it written down. It's about vibration, frequency, and I don't mean like you got to go zzz like this. That's too matter of fact. But what I mean is, and what I've studied with, the vision you create. And I have an 8-week program, by the way, called The Dating Advantage, so I'm just going to give you pieces of that to give you clarity, but if that attracts you, I'll tell you about how to get that as well. What I've learned is to get your vibration set, it's good to have images and feelings that resonate for you, hence the frequency thing. Because if you're walking around your house going, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone, you're walking around shaking your arms like, this is not working, then that's what you're going to attract. Like attracts like. You attract where you are. And it is this thing about like attracts like in terms of what you're attracting frequency, even though what you want in sexual connection, relationship polarity is opposites. Masculine and feminine aren't like and alike. They're actually like opposite ends of the poles of magnets, like North and South Pole. Because if you look at a magnet, North and South Pole attract each other. So you do want a frequency match of what you're looking for, but at the same time you want something on the opposing energy level to attract the chemistry and the sexual connection you want. So I'm taking that piece off the table right now because that's not relevant to this conversation. So getting to the point of how you attract where you are. In my 8-week program, I've got a few things I'll give you now. I'll give you some gifts now so you can actually start, and if you do the whole program, it's more powerful. One is you've got to have a clarity of what you want. So I recommend things from making lists to vision boards to having a picture that you can actually hold in here and see in front of you, ideally, of what you want to create, attract. So it becomes an attracting agent to get to that frequency. Second piece, which is actually more fundamental to me, once you've done that, because you've got to build the image, that makes it like 2-dimensional. But to give it legs, as it were, to give it 3 dimensions, you've got to imagine yourself in that feeling, in that picture, experiencing it, like you're living in the what if. So, for example, if you're looking for an amazing relationship and you've got a vision board with pictures and captions and words and phrases and stuff in there that give you that juice for it, when you look at it, it's like, that's cool, I like that. Now take 5 minutes looking at it or meditating with it and explore being a year in the future. And I do this in my work with future pacing, it's in my program. Going down the road as if you're already in that relationship. Not necessarily on the first date or finding them, but how would it be to be already there, past the point, so you're already in the relationship. If you can start mocking that up energetically inside of you as a feeling, that shifts your vibration. And if you do that regularly, it builds a solid basis which becomes almost like a magnet. And this is the subtlety of how this attraction works. You can do this intentionally. Key word though, is you don't go looking for a particular person. You're not going saying, I've got this picture of this guy that I see every day, I want him to be the one. Mistake. You're focusing on the feeling, the energetic, and the sense of fulfillment, peace, joy, celebration, appreciation, excitement, passion, whatever those words are for you, that fulfill you. That's not how it works. Okay. So you can clarify what you mean, because I'm telling you, I know this works, so let me know what you're talking about so I can be clear as well. That's not how it works and you agree. Okay, now you confuse me. Evie, please share some more, because I'm wondering what you mean. Alright, I keep talking, you can fill in. I know it takes about 30 seconds back and forward to get the... Yeah, peri-lag. That's a great term, I love that. So true, yeah. Peri-lag is about 30 seconds, give or take, depending on network connections. So, it's building the frequency, the vibration that gives you the attracting agent. I'm not saying guaranteed it works every time, because this is the piece I maybe did thinking about, is having a clear vision of what you want to go is key. But the second piece of that is what you've got in your history. That can block that. Okay, I agree you can't focus on the person. It doesn't work that way. Right. Okay, sorry. Yes. You can't pick a person and say that's the one I'm going to be in a relationship with, because it's up to them as well. The second part is, and this is the part that's in my bigger program and in my coaching, you may have a clear picture of what you want, a vision of what you're going to create. However, if there's anything in your historical archives, as in your beliefs, rules, structures inside from your history, that is not in the same alignment with that, it's going to pull you off track. And that's the downfall of this work, or just the downfall of you thinking this work's going to solve everything. So yes, the law of attraction is amazing. Keeping your focus on where you're going is important. Having a vision, a picture where you're going to go, and having a sense of the feeling what it'd be like to be there, it's awesome too. But this is all conscious mind stuff. And this is where I'm going to drop the bomb, as it were, truth bombs, as it were, on you. You have a vision of what you want. That's great. The intentions and clarity are your conscious mind focusing where you want to go, which is amazing. And your consciousness is made up of two things. Your consciousness is made up of two things. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. The conscious mind that is focusing on the goals and the vision and the intention and the vibration and the feeling of what it's going to be like to be there, which you're watching every day in the mirror and you're all this stuff, that's about between 5 and 10% of your awareness. That's all. 5 and 10%. The other 99.5% is your subconscious mind running automatic pilot. Your subconscious mind is a child. In fact, your subconscious mind is generally around the age between 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. This is the challenge of this work in the sense of attracting what you want, whether it's money, health, relationship, any area of your life. This applies to everything. Your upbringing, your education, as in living education, that you take on in the first 8 to 10 years of life, when your conscious mind isn't active yet, it's all like a sponge. You're taking in everything the world teaches you. All the adults around you, including parents, teachers, uncles, aunts, all the adults around you are modeling life for you. And as a young child, you're taking in everything around you as a sponge without any filters. So, if your parents have a relationship that... Sorry, I'm tripping over myself here. If your parents had a relationship that wasn't healthy, for example, if it was abusive or alcoholic or workaholic, whatever that was, the odds are likely you would take on that pattern as a way that love works in your subconscious mind. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is big stuff, and I'm sorry I'm dropping into you, but this is a truth bomb. Which means that your adult life is run by that automatically. And what I mean is this. Your conscious mind comes on board around 8, 9, 10 years old, where you suddenly have, not suddenly, over a couple of years, you have this sudden discernment to be able to filter things. But up until that point, it's like you had the bottle was wide open, you pour stuff in. But at 8, 10 years old, you put a filter on it, and then certain things get through the filter into the bottle based on what you choose. But meanwhile, the bottle's still full of everything you've learned for the first 7, 8 years of your life. It doesn't go away. You don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. I'm trying to imagine it, though. Okay. Likely because your history is overriding your choices, and this is the power of this stuff. Conscious mind, again, 5 to 10% of your awareness. Subconscious mind is the other 90, 95%. Subconscious mind is your 5-year-old, give or take. When you're setting up your goals to go somewhere, like you're driving a car from here, this is LA, to San Francisco, your conscious mind is going to San Francisco, your subconscious mind is going to Arizona, because that's where it's believed to go. So you give your 5-year-old the keys to the car and say, I want to go to San Francisco. And the subconscious mind is going, I'm going over there. Now, this is a metaphor, but if you understand what I'm meaning by this, and this is the big work I do, and I haven't talked about this for a few weeks on Scope, this is high leverage pieces. When you are aware, or when you become aware, especially, okay, let me put it this way. I learnt after watching several relationships in a row go a certain way that there was obviously the same thing was happening because of me, not because of my partners. There was something in my history that was overriding that. So I did the investigating to find out what it was. Thankfully, I had some programs I was in that really helped me facilitate healing that. But most of us don't. So part of my work is helping my clients do what I learned, which is how to look at your history, to make peace with it so that it no longer automatically controls your destiny. Now, look at the planet, and 99.9% of the planet has no clue of this. Their relationship choices, their life choices, their career choices. That's awesome, Evie. I'm glad you are. There are a lot of resources out there, including my own work. Of course, I'm selfish in celebrating, sharing my own work. But it starts with really starting to learn how to love yourself and to get a clarity of what a real healthy relationship looks like. Because the first of all, for most people, the history is what they default to as a choice. And I mean this literally. I've seen people get into abusive relationships even though they didn't want it, because they were raised in abusive environments. And I talk about this as being a hereditary pattern. Abuse is generally a hereditary pattern because it was something they learned as a kid, because as a child we learn loving through filters. So if we grow up in an abusive environment, we tie love and abuse together. And the scary part is we don't feel loved until that abuse shows up. It's bizarre when you think about it consciously, but it's in our DNA, it's in the subconscious mind until we change it. And I appreciate that. Exactly, you learn it as normal. It's distressing for me, and that's why I do this work. I'm so driven to help my clients, and I work with women a lot because I have such a compassion for women, because most of them who've been through that can do so much more. Exactly, you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes it's challenging, once you do know that, what to do about it. Because it must be disconcerting. It's like, but I know I'm doing this, but how do I get out of it? So how does someone change or reverse it? First of all, you work with me. No, I'm not. I do recommend that, but let me give you some pieces. Honestly, how you change that is you got to start getting aware of it. Once you become aware, and it may simply be a journaling exercise, it can be as simple as writing it down. Well, you know, I have to put some levity in this too, so, you know. And again, if you just joined me the first time, this has gone off topic, which is great. It's going much deeper, which I appreciate. Please tap the screen for hearts, and please share with your Twitter followers and on Periscope as well. Thank you for that, by the way. And if you're not following me yet, please swipe right on the iPhone, down on the Droid, and tap on the follow me button so you can stay in touch. That's one of the things I teach, yes. In fact, I've been telling the people that the last few days. Love yourself in the mirror. Now, I've been teaching people this, and I've been lying in a way. Well, not lying. I've been teaching these people this as a way to help start building self-support and self-love, which is true. And what can happen when you do this, which I didn't tell people before because I didn't think of telling you this, is it can feel like you're picking on a scab, in the sense that you're opening up a deeper place inside where you realize where the limitations are. It wasn't intentional, but the thing is, what I'm talking about here is a deeper place. Thank you. Appreciate that, Evie. Let me give you a piece of this. And I want to break it down slowly so you can get some clarity. I'm trying to pray for you to get into this. Telling yourself you love yourself is a powerful tool, powerful key. What can come up, though, is tears. And often those are indicators of something deeper. So, how you work with your history, how you work with your past, how you work with your history, your subconscious, is you've got to first of all open up and have light in there to see what's going on. Working with my clients, I can tell you what I do with my clients, and if that gives you some clarity, is a lot of times with my clients, I will look at them, or help them look through their life and see where the threads are, the common experiences of relationship, to get to see what the common patterns are, the common programming is. And by going through that, they'll see a thread that ties back to their childhood. I learned it from my own background in my master's program. It's called Healing of Memories, and what it literally is going back. Sorry, you tried to write a book about my life and suppressed memories came back. Haven't been able to, understandably. Joyce, this is hard work, especially depending on your history, and of course it depends. Everyone has different experiences. I'm grateful for the relationship. I'm grateful for my parents' relationship and how I was brought up, and there were still things I was missing. We all have different experiences. So, giving you some steps. So when I work with my clients, I help them go back in history, ideally to the first time, to the youngest point they can remember, consciously, subconsciously, of an experience which resonated with where loving was tied to whatever that was that wasn't working, abuse, pain, suffering, whatever it was. And I work with them basically to bring the adult consciousness to it, to one, bring loving, hang on, plane going over. Oh, wait. Wow. That's a little, one of those rear wing prop planes, one of the local airports. Okay, back on topic. So, bringing loving as the adult to the younger part is one step. Second part, yeah, exactly. Well, it's nice weather today. It's actually clouds. There's clear skies because it rained for like 3 seconds this morning. LA got rain. Nothing like the East Coast is going through right now. Anyway, back to the point. First, bring loving to that part. the younger age. So imagine yourself talking to yourself at the age of 5. So you as the adult work with that part with a 5-year-old inside, and it's called parts integration as well. It's a blend of things I've learned. It's really bringing love into that part and to see through the lens and the eyes of that younger aged self. So you can see the truth, key, because you've taken things through as a education, but you can change it because this is your own memories, and you can do this consciously. It's bringing loving and forgiveness, because at that age there were judgments put in place as rules and laws because we didn't know any better. We did the best we could with what we knew how. That's the way it is. We do that as life. And as a youngster, we take on the experience of life as normal, however normal or not normal it is. As an adult, you can see perhaps those things aren't normal. That's when you can go back and find a way of bringing to your younger self a new truth that can realign things. Now that was like 2 minutes telling you what takes about a month working with my clients. It's not easy work necessarily, but it's incredibly rewarding and incredibly healing. So when I work with my clients, it's working through those steps. And you can do it yourself. There are books out there that can help you with this. What's normal? That's a really good question. Normal is relative, first of all. I believe that we all deserve a healthy, loving, intimate, safe, passionate, fulfilling, expansive, exciting relationship. Now that to me is what is normal, possibly. You haven't a clue much of my childhood is gone. Well, yes, it is, and parts of your memory are still there. And some of it may be suppressed, but parts of your memory are still there because it's still acting on what you're doing today. And there's a way of getting there following the threads of today back to yesterday. I'm being simplistic by saying that, but it is possible. So just letting you know that. It's something that is not normally taught, but so needed by so many of us. You know, I worked through history with my own stuff about beliefs about money, about family, about things because of my parents' way that we were raised. So I've had to expand, and I've chosen to expand and change and shift my belief structures because I know that I want something different from what I've been experiencing. And I know it's where it comes from. And that's true for all of us. We have programmed in based upon our upbringing where we're going. So it's like putting an autopilot on your car, on your life, and wondering why you're not getting where you want because you want to go over here, but your autopilot's taking you over there. I think you get my point. But how do I get the 30 minutes with you because you're opening stuff in me? Okay. Do I have it here? I don't. Okay, that's right. I've got a piece of paper on. I don't. Quickest way, one is my site, but secondly, to get you directly, if you swipe right on the phone down the droid, there's my profile. You clap on my name and my profile comes up. There's 2 live links. In my profile, yes. In my Periscope profile, you tap on in the links, both on either on the web view or on the phone. There's under my profile with my name on it, there's a little description. The top link is a consult link to a free 30-minute discovery session, which is my gift. So you can fill that out and we can talk. And see if we want to work together, see if I can help you in that moment, and see what you're looking for. And by the way, just so you know, there's a second link in there, which is my love donation button, which is a PayPal thing. So if you feel you got value from this and you want to do that, I am fine with that. You did it yesterday. Joyce, oh yeah, we're speaking tomorrow, aren't we? I think if you filled it out, I know I've got a consult tomorrow morning, my time, tomorrow afternoon, UK time. So I think that may be you, Joyce. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember who it was. It might be you. Unfortunately, because I'm doing Periscope from my phone. Yeah. If you went to my site and you filled in you put in the time and then you filled out the form, then yes, we have a consult tomorrow. I know I have one tomorrow scheduled. That may be you. We will talk. So that's how you can find out. So that stirred up a few things I see, and I hope that was okay. Any questions? Any thoughts? Okay. Anybody any questions or thoughts, by the way? Evie, I saw you went and came back. Did you miss anything, or do you just come back in to give some hearts, or just checking? And by the way, I'll do a quick plug now since there's nothing on the screen. Sorry. The heart reset. I'm not going anywhere. It's okay. Wait. The heart reset. What do you mean, Evie? The heart reset. Oh, the heart reset. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Evie. Much appreciated. Just a quick couple of promo things for you to know. I do the Love Scope every day, as well as my Perry Tips, which I'm going to do after this. My Love Scope is a relationship teaching informative conversational piece I do every day. What I've done, I use Catch if you don't know about Catch, and I'm just going to give you the link to that. Catch.me/barryselby is where all of my archive, let's do that way above the comments, where all of the archives from my scopes are stored. So I've got 90 something scopes out there now, including love scopes and my pair of tips and a few other things too. But if you just go back to catch.me/barryselby, you can just browse through and just look for the word love scope. It's only hashtag the last few days. I forgot to love scope all the way till now, unfortunately. But it'd be love scope, love hyphen scope, something like that on all my scopes. You can see the ones about relationships. I've done about 60 of those. So you can look through all of those for Q&A stuff, coaching, and also tips and things I gave out. So I'll give you that. And just so I know, the two links on my, you really need to change my way of thinking. How do I change it? It starts with 1, being aware of it, key, and 2, to put some new thoughts in. And it can help sometimes clear the old thoughts out. That's why I said in my earlier piece about the healing of memories, that integration of your parts of your older stuff stored away is to watch where the thoughts are coming from and change the source. It's like if you've got something vibrating off track, you want to go back and change it so it's aligned, put a new one in place, it's more aligned to get more focused. And that's kind of the broad stroke how you do it. I do it in my work, in my coaching with my clients. I've been studying stuff for many years. So to say how to do it like this, I can't do that quickly. But again, some stuff's in my book, and for those who came on later, this is my book. It's on Amazon, by the way. 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. That's it there. That's my name. Got me on the back. You find it on Amazon. Just go to Amazon.com and search for it. So basically with the subject, make it tangible by journaling, vision boards, etc. along with. Is there a store for that? Store for what? For reprogramming? Or for the book? Sorry, Evie, you did half it and I'm waiting for the next half. I know you can only limit how many characters you put in your comments. Filling out your want to will. There's not a store for that, no. But you can do it yourself. You can do this on your own. And you can start off with basically, this was mentioned earlier in the scope. If you want to start with something simple, and I recommend this as on practice for anybody, is the 5-minute, reprogramming, yes. First of all, you got to start learning, you got to start reprogramming your own self-love. I'll say it that way. You take 5 minutes in the morning, the evening. I've said this in so many scopes recently, it's become almost part of my teaching every day. Look in the mirror in your own eyes and say, you love yourself? You could even say it by, I forgive myself. Or I forgive you. I love you. So saying it to yourself in the mirror, eye to eye, and feeling it can shift your energy. That's the starting point. It builds a new energetic platform. There's work to do along the way, but that starts a new paradigm. It's like you're clearing out the old, making room for the new at the same time. Journaling about it is good. Doing self-forgiveness, and I've got stuff in my book. I recommend what's it called? Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping. Yeah, I recommend his book in my book. Radical Forgiveness or Radical Self-Forgiveness. They're on Amazon. They're all over the place. I'm not sure where the books are exactly, but it's a new book, been out for a while. There's one called Radical Forgiveness, one called Radical Self-Forgiveness. They're great books to work through any judgments you are aware of. Key thing is being aware of the judgments. Colin Tipping's the author, Tipping. So I'll give you that as recommendations. In my book, I talk about forgiveness, and I've got a practice in my book as well. I have some worksheets you can download from the book as well. 5 minutes vocalizing love and forgiveness. Yeah, I would say do 5 minutes each, and do them in the morning and the evening. Again, in front of the mirror, out loud, in your own eyes, connecting. Do that for 5 minutes a day, morning and evening, for a week, and see what happens. You might be surprised. That's a little bit of free advice. I've done it myself at times, and especially when I've had this going on and I wanted to get balanced again, it really does help. It's almost more powerful than meditating, although I am a big fan of meditation as well. But it takes time sometimes when you're meditating to clear the head. But it's the consistency that builds that. All right? So I'm feeling it. I'm complete on this at the moment. I was trying to start some threads in motion, and I got some points across, so I'm grateful for that. Again, this was intended to be, what is intention? It's honoring and celebrating my parents, what would have been my parents' 61st anniversary, which would be today. My mother passed away 3 years ago. And it's been a journey in a way. I mean, I'm grateful now. It's hard to start, scary. Well, that's the thing. That's when I say 5 minutes, because I would say if you're doing 5 minutes now, go to 10. So, Evie, do 5 one time a day, you can do it twice a day, and just get through it. Because remember, it's just you in the mirror. There's nobody else there. So you say it's scary. It's your own fear. You're not doing it in front of anybody else. You're doing it for you, in front of you. And if you can get through that, you're going to build a whole new relationship with yourself. I mean, I've got layers as I teach in my work from starting. I'm just giving you the starting point. I take this way deeper and faster and more powerful with my clients as we go through the months together, because it's life transforming. And when my clients do this, it makes our work together much more graceful, more successful, and more powerful. So start with that. And if you want more, I have plenty more to give you. Just a little plug again. My website, the link for the consult is in my profile, but my website is barryselby.com. So all my social media is the same thing. So just my first name, last name.com is my website. I've got a free 3-part video series on my website, which is 3 keys to attract the love you want, which speaks about this to a degree, which leads into an invitation to a consult. And if you want to go straight to that, you can have a talk. We can talk about stuff. That's it. An easy start. I'm here to help. I mean, that's my job. I'll talk about this in the Peri Tips, which is my other scope. I'll do that in a few minutes when I get off this one. I'm a passionate supporter of Periscope, especially as a means to share content and value. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're getting value, because it means I've spent my time wisely. I want to give value to you if you're watching the scope. If you're watching the replay, that was for you too. I don't want to just be here entertainment. I can watch TV for that. And frankly, it's better produced most of the time than the scope is. But in terms of content and value, I want to communicate stuff I can share, I can teach, and can give, because I've been studying for 30 years. It's my joy to help. And if you want to work with me, if people are watching, which some people in Periscope reached out to me, like the book club plan, I'm so humbled and grateful for that. So it's not like I want to market my skills, even though I have got this donate button, which I put on there. Because people, especially with the Peri Tips, absolutely. You know, people want the Peri Tips, they've been hitting the donate button because like they want to throw $5-10 at me, which is totally fine. But I do that for that as well. But again, the thing is, I have a lot of archives. So catch.me/barryselby is where all my other archives are stored after 24 hours, of course, because Periscope only gives us 24 hours. I think we're wrapping up. So if there's any other questions, thoughts, feel free to message me over Twitter, reach out to my website, take a look. If you feel pulled to a consult or to work with me, let me know. I did mention the online program, which is the Vision program. If that's where you are and you've already cleared out stuff and you want to go forward for the Vision, it's called the Dating Advantage. That's for women, a women's program, by the way, and it's on my website as well. So take a look. If you feel pulled, let me know. If you want to share it with anybody, if you know anybody who needs my help, like you know needs help, and they're willing to ask for help, please put them in touch with me. I don't help people who don't want to help themselves. That's like, strong army people. I don't do that. You're very welcome. Thanks for joining me. And anybody else, because I feel this is complete for now. Evie, Joyce, everybody else, you're all good? I'm feeling it is. Just the last few people on the scope. All right. Glad to know. Thank you, Evie. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap up and sign off. It looks like that's the place to be. Thanks for taking time to watch. I'm glad you got value, and this is my work. So I'm glad to support and serve you and spreading the message. Please share it with your friends, especially the replay with friends who you feel like will benefit from this. It will be my pleasure to share this with other people. That's it. I'll be back on again to my Peri Tips. Good for now. Good. I will be doing another Love Scope tomorrow. I do Love Scopes every day, and I do Peri Tips every day as well. So 2 scopes a day, 2 channels, one about relationships, one about Periscope. So this is my Love Scope, as you can tell. I'll be back on in a few minutes to do my little Peri Tip for the day, which may be more of a Q&A as well. I'm feeling the urge to do that. And that's going to be it. Normally I do them around noon Pacific time, because a lot of people in England and UK want to watch it before they go to bed. It's now midnight there, so they're almost done. Because tomorrow's a school day. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the hearts, the love, the sharing, and the interaction. Take care of yourselves, and be more loving to yourself today than you were yesterday. I've shared this before. It came up as a quote one of my share-a-thons. The only competition there is between your yesterday and your today. So you can be more loving with yourself now than you were yesterday. That's your homework. Thanks for watching. My name is Barry Selby. My site is barryselby.com. I am passionate about this work, and I'm here to support you. Bye to you too, Evie. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. Thanks for reaching out. I'm here to help. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever's next for you. Wonderful morning. I'll be back on my Peri Tips, and then I'm taking the break for the rest of the day because it's been a long day already. See you tomorrow otherwise. Bye.